Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. You have joined the Prog Corner Sunday live stream. We do this each and every Sunday morning at 11 a.m., Kevin, for almost 2 years now. And it's just shocking, it's surprising, and a little bit irritating that some people still don't know that we do a live show every single Sunday. So, every single week we're picking up new viewers, but I don't know, that trend might be... Kevin, that trend might be over as we welcome back to the show after a long hiatus our good friend from Alberta, Wayne. How you been, man?
Oh, not bad. Just been pretty much getting back into playing guitar quite a bit, so that's taken up tons of my time. And
yeah, but you've not been on YouTube in like forever. What have you been doing?
Playing guitar. That's kind of what's been taking up everything.
Oh, okay.
That and vacation out east to see the in-laws and.
See, Wayne, we're only here talking about music because we can't play it. So if you can play it, there's no reason to be talking. Just be playing. Keep playing.
And we're looking for controversy here. I'm no stranger to controversy. I kind of court it at times, but I try to keep it, civil at most points. But my next guest, he certainly doesn't understand that concept at all. It's my fellow Ohioan. Kiefer is back. Kiefer's back on the show. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why is Kiefer back on the show? Welcome, sir. How are you?
Back here to piss some more people off. Let's go.
Yeah, you're good at it.
We're just happy you're not in your car.
Yeah.
Chirping
See
birds.
that, Ken Golden? Look, I'm in the house. I am in the house. I am not in the car.
He actually sounds like he's got a Wi-Fi signal, so fingers crossed we get to keep Kiefer throughout the entire stream. But as per usual, Kevin, usual, your boy's burying the lead, and the lead today is, of course, the one, the only, the great Alex Wroten is joining us. He of the indomitable band called the Gatekeepers. Who? Oh, it's these guys. Oh, man. Alex, welcome to the Prog Corner. I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to you about what in the world this band's all about. It's crazy. How are you, man?
Great. Thanks for having me today.
Now, I've had this, which is your first album. Thanks to your label, Think Like a Key Music, you can go to, there it is. If you read underneath, for those of you who can actually read, www.thinklikeakey.us. This is the first album. Brand new album just came out. This is the second album. I don't have the vinyl on this yet. It's called Nostalgia for the Great American Monoculture. That seems pretty timely. That's a pretty timely subject right there. Tell me about your musical background before the Gatekeepers, because this music's crazy, and the list of people you've got working with you, it's blowing my mind. So let's back it up a little, Alex, and tell me about your musical background.
So I started playing music when I was like 2. I played a Fisher-Price drum. I was probably not great at it, and then when I around the time I got to be 6, I grabbed a guitar, didn't know how to play it, and I was like, you know what? I know how to record something on a cassette player and play it back on my stereo and play along with it. And I kind of, like a caveman discovering fire, figured out how to do multi-track recording. And my parents were like, there's an easier way to do that, and got me a multi-track cassette recorder. And then I just kind of went to town on it in elementary school and beyond. And it just so happens that elementary school is around the same time that I both discovered Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and not very long after was introduced to Return to Forever. And so, where do you go from there?
Chick and Keith will ruin just about anybody. I mean, for me, it was Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson ruined me. So yeah, Chick Corea wasn't too far behind. Yeah. Oh, that's the seminal moment, right? When just everything starts, like, it both makes perfect sense and you're perplexed at the same time.
Look, this is around the time where before vinyl had a resurgence, whenever people were trying to offload their vinyl collection. A bunch of people.
Oh man, I miss those days. That was right when I was starting to get back into it. It was right before it went crazy, and you could get some deals, man.
A lot of people that worked with my dad would like give him their collections, and so my sister and I would funnel through it, and figure out like, what looks interesting. And I was very I actually was taking guitar lessons at the time. My guitar teacher taught me the song "From the Beginning" by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Greg Lake, and I had never heard them. And so my mom was like, "Oh, you should hear them," and she bought me a copy of Trilogy. I only listened to that song, but I was like, I think I could get into this band, and I picked up Brain Salad Surgery, and I was like, I'm going to listen to this until I understand it.
Yeah.
And so I would listen to it while I mowed the lawn. I listened to it so many times, I know every note of it. And again, once you've done that, you kind of can't undo that.
No, it's over. Yeah, Brain Salad Surgery to me is their masterpiece. Trilogy, yeah, it's their best sounding album. Absolutely, the Eddie offered magic on Trilogy. Greg Lake is going for a real dark sound on this record, and he totally nails it, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Keith, R.I.P. Greg. So yeah, now what do you decide to do now that you've found that music is this magical world that no one knew about? What you just decided? I want to start a band. I want to put out albums. I mean, what happens? How do you go from A to B?
So I already had a band in elementary school because why not, right? I played the drums, and I got together a bunch of other people who didn't really know how to play their instruments, and we'd kind of make songs up as we went. Still have them if you need to hear them. And then that band broke up in middle school, but then I formed a new band, sort of a power trio, and we kind of veered maybe a little bit more progressive. That was around the time where I was really into Return to Forever. So, we weren't quite there, of course, but that was at least the trajectory of where we were interested. But we broke up because we found that the drummer just wasn't able to hit all the odd time signatures we were interested in. And so we went to being kind of the other person in the band and I kind of recorded a bunch of stuff in my house, just like the two of us, and it kind of never got released. And then I ended up going to school for music composition, started making music for movies and stuff, would make solo stuff of my own, but I always kind of tended to be more focused on the music side of things. Very much instrumental music, never really paid much attention to lyrics. And the great irony there will bite me here in a second, which is that at the same time, I also made movies and would write screenplays and stuff. And so it was actually about 4 years ago or so where I suddenly had this epiphany of I could kind of combine these and make something where it still has kind of maybe the rigor of the music I'm interested in, but I also can add the narrative component. I'm used to writing words, maybe not in a lyrical context, but let's see what happens. And it was kind of in the experimental, what else am I going to do kind of COVID phase. And that's more or less how the first Gatekeepers album was born. It was kind of melding the two sides of things. And of course, then it becomes just very, very lyrically heavy,
All right, boys and girls, I've been hyping this up for a couple of weeks now. And the thing that obviously got me all excited, Kevin, did you look at the guest list, the musicians that play on these Gatekeepers records? I'm just gonna go over it real quick because if you're not interested yet, maybe this will get you interested. The Residents. Come on, man. The Residents are on these records. Cheer Accident. I love Cheer Accident. I'm a humongous fan. I love them. Stevie Moore, probably the most prolific artist on earth. Morgan Agron, perhaps the best drummer on earth. I might stand by that. I love Morgan's.
It's a reasonable claim.
So much. Duncan McKay, whose debut album I've got over my right shoulder. Dave Newhouse from the Muffins. Emily Hay from U Totem. Man, I love that chick. We might hear from her. I don't know what songs are playing yet. Blaine Reininger from Tuxedo Moon. Robert Webb from England. Again, the vinyl's over my shoulder. Dan Britton from Deluge Grandeur. Matthew Parmenter of Discipline. Yeah, I got a Discipline record. Yeah, there it is. Got a Discipline record showing there. Frederick Lepay from Shylock. Probably my favorite French band of all time. Mont Campbell. If you know anything about the Canterbury scene, you certainly know that cat from Egg. Paul Lai from Epsilon Acrux. I haven't heard about those guys in forever. Yeah. Those guys were amazing. Deborah Perry from Thinking Plague, and on and on and on it goes. I mean, the list is insane. How did you get this amazing panoply of genius to play on your records. This is insane. I mean, I see this kind of thing on prog records all the time where, you got guest musicians, but it's rarely like this, like every single name is like somebody whom I love and adore. This is crazy.
So for the first Gatekeepers album, and to be clear, like the original goal was just for it to kind of be a one and done thing. I had kind of constructed this narrative, it's sort of like a pseudo musical in a way.
Yeah, the first album's kind of a concept album, right?
Yeah, I mean they all kind of are, but the first one in particular, like the panels on the front of it each represent one of the songs.
Right.
And so like the idea was like I have these individual songs that have these individual characters, and it's in order to kind of fuse it together, because the album is about weird music or weird art. Really, it's not specifically about music. It's about a weird musician, weird artist making weird art in the world and trying to find an audience for it. Essentially, right? It's a bullet.
Not autobiographical at all.
and I thought like. It's always important when you're creating work to think about like the ways that it can kind of thematically cohere. And so one of the thematic cohesions I thought would be of relevance was, what if I reached out to a bunch of weird artists that I'm also a fan of? And so I would shoot emails to someone and say, hey, working on this project, here's what it's about. I have this song that and to be clear, I would kind of try to write the songs in what I thought that person's voice was. And so I would say like, I thought about, I thought about you as I did this. Would you be interested in doing it? And everyone that you see on the list graciously responded and said, this sounds like fun, and did it. So the not to veer toward ego too closely, but like, I would send them samples of what it was going to be. And I think it was not just like, here's an email with no context. I would usually say,
you gave them a little taste of what you were talking about. Nobody wants to put their name on a dog. Let's be honest. These guys have some pride. You don't want to see your name on some record that was absolutely unlistenable. You don't want that. You want a little taste of what's going on for sure. Unbelievable. Right. I mean, what they heard must have been good enough, because, oh man, we carry on with the second album. What's the story with this one? I love the artwork. I love the title. Very, very cool. Nostalgia for the great American monoculture. Tell me a little bit about this beautiful thing. There is vinyl on this, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. So the second one came about because we'd finished the first one. I was sending out the kind of final product to everybody, and I shot him an email. I was like, look, as we've gone through the phase of finishing it to mastering it to getting it produced, like, I've come up with a bunch of ideas for some songs that are a little different, right? They're not necessarily telling a narrative story. It's not like a coherent narrative. It is a series of songs that are sort of satirical about modern life, and they can shape them into kind of a structure, but it's not really narrative. I'm if you're interested in doing another one, let me know. And all the people that you see return wrote back and were like, hell yeah, let's do it. And so
pretty much everybody. It's just crazy. There was like very little drop off there.
Very little drop off, but also some of it was like somebody was, this person's touring or that person's unavailable now. So it wasn't even necessarily always lack of interest as much as lack of availability. And but then I used that opportunity. There are a couple more songs that doesn't have to have the characters recur. So it was an opportunity again to reach out to some more people. So there's some more people that show up on the second one that were not on the first one as well.
There you go.
And it sort of came from there. And in the cases where there were people that I collaborated with on the first one, and they had been pleased, and let's use to name drop, like for Cheer Accident's case, like they do the song Who Are the Gatekeepers on the first one, which is a bit of a vocal thing, but then I kind of up the ante in terms of saying, well, here's a much more complicated one and all the content, knowing that they kind of, let's say, suffered through the first one with me, like that they were more probably thought I was a little less crazy when I asked them to do the second one. So I was able to use the kind of rapport that we had built to up the ante in a couple cases too.
There you go. Well, we've got questions in the peanut gallery about exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about the Gatekeepers, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the most impressive constellation of stars all put together in one place. And Kevin, you've got a song queued up. What are we going to listen to?
You tell me. We got he's got 3 music videos, and we've got all 3 of them queued up.
Well, let's. I really enjoyed that fishing for pigs. So let's do that one first, and I'll think about what the second one we want to play is.
All right.
But this is off the new album, boys and girls.
Hello, is this my friend John? Do you still remember me? We met at the I'm sorry, you are very similar to the number of the person I'm looking for, so I entered the wrong number. I hope I'm not disturbing you. My name is Ashley. May I know your name? Nice to meet you. Where do you live? Trust me, I'm your friend.
Nice. That's sweet. Molly Harvey does a cool job on that track. That is creepy. That's a creepy track. But you've also got Emily Hay on flute, Henry Kaiser on guitar, my boy Morgan on drums. And what do you do on that track? Keyboards or what?
I play the bass, I play
Oh.
some guitar stuff, and I play the synthesizers. Of course,
All right.
you know, I wrote it, wrote the melody and stuff too, but I as much as possible try to fill in, you know, kind of leave it to as many other people as possible and fill in parts of the texture that I don't need it to be the Alex Wroten show specifically.
Nope. It's working out, man. I mean, I really enjoyed the record, and what's cool about it is when I was going through the 3 tracks that we've got as videos, we're like, nothing's like, I was trying to think what's representational of the Gatekeepers sound, right? Is there a way you would describe your music? I've heard a lot of different things, and Zeb's calling it Rio Prague weirdness.
I think that's probably pretty accurate. I don't, I certainly didn't make the album with the intention of being prog, right? Like that's not really the objective. It's more that I'm making music that's interesting to me. I have a tendency to my harmonic language tends to be more dissonant. I do like rock instruments in a kind of classical context, depending on the song. You know, there's one with string quartet and stuff. There's like the objective is not to be a particular kind of, you know, imitation kind of 70s prog thing as much as it is like this just happens to be the musical language that I've kind of grown into over my life, and so
Nice.
I think it probably aligns pretty well with Rock in Opposition, right? Like Henry Cowell.
And Kyle just is saying a melodic thinking plague. That's not that's not horrible. And Kyle, I don't know if you guys follow Kyle on his socials. Kyle just lost his significant other, his partner of 6 years, and we feel terrible about that. You know, puts life into perspective. And he's here trying to get his mind off his woes in the best way possible, joining the best crowd on YouTube. Yeah, it's the Prog Corner live show. And look who else is here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that boy that just got himself 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube. Oh, it's the great Barry Robinson. He's going to be rocking that silver play button behind him. You know who he is. Everybody does, right? Every single person that gets that $100,000 thing, plaque, I'd show it. I'll never get it. But if I did, I'd have it right behind me. I would, the heck with showing records, man. Absolutely. So congratulations, Barry. You are the best of all of us, and you definitely deserve everything that's coming your way. You'll probably get to 1 million subscribers at some point. You're that kind of guy. He's that kind of good. Do you watch him at all, Kevin?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Love him.
Yeah, he's amazing. We've got Prog Hat in the Peanut Gallery. Oh, yeah, Prog Hat's fantastic. Little Stereo Lab vibes. Okay. I hadn't thought about that, but you know what? I kind of feel it now. I hear it. What'd you think of that track, Kiefer? You disappeared. You didn't like it?
It was fine.
Yeah, he's being nice.
You guys know I'm the metal guy here, so
yeah, we know you. You're here for context and comic relief. But we're kind of doing this show a little bit different in that I kind of wanted to spotlight bands that people hadn't heard before, right? How many people had heard the Gatekeepers before I came to you and said, hey, I got Alex from the Gatekeepers coming on? So, yeah, this is going to be like a whole shared exercise. Kiefer, do you have a slideshow?
I have a slideshow. I got 20 freaking pictures. Let's go.
You ready? Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And it's more accurately 11. Give them some love. 10 albums for 10 bands that need some love. I know our comments whenever I talk is usually a bitch fest about the Cookie Monster vocals.
As well it should be.
I got three of those albums out.
Hey, the new Green Carnation and the new Aw Crust both understand the right way to do Cookie Monster vocals. And that means you don't do a whole lot of them, right? Yep. You just do a little bit. And those two records definitely do the Cookie Monster vocals right. And before you get going, it's Ian from Rhyme Signatures in the house. Oh, yeah, we love you, Ian. Okay, continue, Kiefer.
Okay, all my picks, I guess, could technically qualify as metal, although we'll see about
Shocker.
That. And our earliest pick is 1990. But first, a word about pizza.
Yes, this is important, boys and girls. I don't know if Ben Golden's in the peanut gallery yet, but he'll watch this back on replay.
Yeah. Yesterday, Friday, I put this pizza.
It's disgusting, by the
Facebook.
way. That looks bad.
No. It was the only thing disgusting about it is my visits to the bathroom the following. But let's just read some of these comments from my Facebook.
Yeah.
That's a train wreck in Golden. Not from our friend Brad. Not sure what that is. It's pizza. Not my definition of one. embarrassing and shameful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Jason's in the chat. I think I remember having that in the cafeteria in elementary school.
No, man. School pizza looked better than that, Keeper.
The legendary Pete Pardo showed up in my Facebook comments. Ooh, that's what we call a runny pizza in New York.
Yeah. Pete knows what time it is. They don't play around in Pete's neck of the woods.
Okay, so I'm looking at Ken Golden's Facebook right now. Yesterday, he made this post, and I will show you the pizza shortly. Yesterday, my eyes were offended by a photo of what people in Ohio call pizza. It looked like the dog's breakfast. I had to right the wrong. This is a sausage bar pie from Backdoor Pizza in Cherry Hill, New
Much
Jersey,
better.
I assume.
That looks better.
Pie features house-made fennel sausage, sweet chili jam, sauce, mozzarella, pecorino. I give it an 8.4. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
All right, Peanut Gallery, let's see how you guys think about the pizza war.
Okay, Pizza War. It's time to vote. Do you want Kiefer's
Let's see. Let's go.
beautiful, delicious looking? I don't even know what that is. It's disgusting. I'm lying. There's nothing nice about the Kiefer's. Or do you want Ken's beautiful looking East Coast? I mean, come on, man. You're talking Ohio versus New York.
That looks like
who's going to win?
DiGiorno. It looks like a DiGiorno. For God's sake, that looks like a DiGiorno.
All right. The votes are coming in, so we'll keep track of that, Keeper. You need to get that monstrosity off screen because our views are fixing to crash. That thing. Thank you. Back to our regularly scheduled programming, boys and girls. Keeper's favorite bands that nobody's talking about.
Let's start off. 1990, one of the great early prog metal albums, Psychotic Waltz, A Social Grace.
Yes.
I know Scott knows this album.
Great
I'm not
album.
sure the rest of the panel knows this album. It's definitely prog metal, but it's not like Dream Theater prog metal. More or less in the Fate's Warning, Voivod, Watchtower realm. Oh, look, he is.
You see, there he is. There he is. And I'm sorry, Kiefer. I hate to say, but no one's voting for you. Had one like a sympathy vote, and everybody else is voting with Ken.
Yeah, my brother in prog metal, Ian.
There you go. The sympathy vote from Ian. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this album is just a classic, man.
It's dynamite. Great album. Good choice.
Not many. It's 64 minutes, and it just gets better the whole way through. There's even flute on a track. This is a great album. Usually a great right after a rainy day album, but you don't know if it's going to rain again. If that makes any sense. And the cover's awesome. I like the cover. All right, here comes a run of Cookie Monster albums. Let's go. Atheist, Unquestionable Presence.
Never heard
This. Okay. The production sucks, and you'd probably think the vocals suck. The rhythm section on this is awesome. The bass player is really, really, really good. Groundbreaking album in tech metal. I have like 4 tech metal choices here.
Anybody on the panel know Atheist? Because I don't.
Heard of them. But never listened to them.
Heard of them, but never listened to them.
This next one might be a little more popular. This was one of the albums that kind of sold me on the Cookie Monster thing, even though the vocals are like not super easy on the ears. But prog guys don't care about vocals, so it should be pretty easy. But it really has a lot of really good hooks and for a tech metal album, and yeah, really good. Next, this one might be a little more popular.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm sure most panel knows this. Cynic Focus.
Yeah.
This is one of the first Cookie Monster albums I ever heard. brought when we had sometime in February on here. They talked about this all the time. And
People
it
getting
took
mad
me
at you,
years to
Keeper. Look at this. People are already mad. I have no interest in metal. I hate the Cookie Monster. Jeff Shilka, TikTok, you're taking too long. It's not me, Kiefer. It's not me. I'm on your side, buddy, but we need to speed it up.
All right. This is an all-time classic of the genre. Sean Malone will be on another album on the list. So, yeah. All right. As long as we're talking Cookie Monster, I'll give you one more. It's another band that Scott's talked about on the channel before.
Yeah, I've talked about Death.
Yeah. Sound of Perseverance. Just an awesome record that sounds like Dream Theater on steroids with growly vocals, with like no keyboards, but amazing riffs. And the first 3 tracks on this are so good. If you can get past the vocals, the first 3 tracks on this are so good. And there's an awesome cover of Judas Priest Painkiller at the end. It's really good. Now we're done with Cookie Monster. Spiral Architect, Skeptics Universe. Let's get Ken to let's see what Ken thinks of this choice.
Good one.
This was released in January 2000, and it's still probably the best album ever released in this century. It's an absolute masterpiece. The rhythm section on this is so good. The guitars on this are so good. The vocalist is amazing. If you are watching this panel and have not heard this album, that's why God made YouTube, because I believe it's out of print. Go hear it. It's an absolute masterpiece. 10 out of 10 out of 10. Another sensory release.
Oh yeah. Now we're
Circus
talking.
Max.
Yes, sir. I love that record.
I put this on an album war that Scott may or may not do. We'll see.
We might.
So I would like to quote our friend of the channel, George LeMay. Sounds like Dream Theater meets Symphony X with a better singer than both of. Well, I don't know if this guy's Russell Allen amazing, but he's amazing. Really catchy chorus. Really, really catchy chorus.
Great choice.
Like that song Alive is an absolute banger. I get that song stuck in my head all the time. The epic on this is amazing. All right, what did I put next? Here's an obscurity for you. Neural Code with Scott. You recognize this guitarist?
Yeah, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, it's Kiko from Angra and later Megadeth.
I love Kiko. Angra is one of my favorite bands. Yeah, I thought that was Kiko. But I don't know this album. Awesome. I have not heard the album.
This is it's on YouTube and it's out of print. It's a jazz fusion release. A little bit of a heavier flavor in the guitars, but it's great Brazilian infused fusion, completely awesome. 43 minutes of just killer. Bass player on it is also amazing.
Yeah. You had.
I just threw this one in here.
Oh, Panzer Ballet. Yeah.
No, I think one of mine didn't go through. Another recommendation from George. Hart Genosin. I don't know how to say that. From Appa to Zappa. This band is they are billed as jazz metal. And you would think that would not work, and it works fantastic. They do amazing covers of, like they have a cover of the Simpsons theme. They have a cover of "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme" from ABBA. If you want a really, really weird, mind-twisting cover, these guys have them. So, yeah, I can't remember what I put next. I'm rehashing this.
There we go.
From last week.
We can never talk about them. Nah, you can never talk too much about Thank You, Scientist.
Yeah, modern classic of prog rock, prog metal. Really good instrumentation. I was, of all people, I was turned on to this by my band director.
Wow.
And can't remember what year it was. And really phenomenal, really interesting instrumentation too. Vocals, guitars, bass, drums. Instead of keyboards, we have, I believe, a violinist, a trumpet player, and a sax player. So very interesting stuff. I got one more pick.
Great band.
Anybody on here heard this album?
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Portnoy said I should listen to it, so I did. It's pretty good.
I was I was talking to Cody, and Cody likes shout out to Cody. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Happy birthday.
One half of the prog couple.
Cody is a big new metal guy, and I don't know what Avenged Sevenfold fit in, but he loved Avenged Sevenfold, and we were talking about something, and I mentioned this album's a masterpiece, and he's like, I thought it kind of sucked. And the diehard Avenged Sevenfold fans hate this record.
Yeah.
Which is all the more reason for me to like it.
Absolutely.
I mean, this band took so many chances. This is so daring. The fact that I guess, arena metal band could make an album, a band on Warner Music in 2025 could make an album this amazing. I mean, it's shocking. The album just goes through many twists and turns. Obviously, very great talent, Sinister Gates, and it builds this incredible apex at the end.
It is a good album.
I believe that's
I
my
enjoy it.
show.
I enjoy it.
You guys can finish your
well
roasts
done,
and
Kiefer.
comments.
Well done. We love you, Kiefer. That's why we have you on the show, for your thought-provoking addition. And, who else but Kiefer's going to be putting those kind of choices on the Prog Corner? Nobody. That's why we have him on here. Oh, but Wayne, I know you've got something to counter that. You probably got something a little bit more palatable for our people. Why don't you give us just, what is that, like an aperitif, just something to, I don't know, this taste in my mouth right now. It's not great. So help me, Wayne.
So I took a little bit of a different approach to this. Like, I seen the best band you never heard of. So I thought, why not do bands you pretty much have never heard of? And a lot of these I discovered, want to say about back in 2010, went through a huge thing of just going on YouTube, clicking on songs, and some of these bands popped up, and some of it's really good. Some of it I understand why people probably never heard of it. But anyway,
sometimes there's a reason, right?
Yeah.
For every Gatekeepers, there's some garage band that should never leave the garage.
Let's go for the first one. Let's go to Iceland and the band Ice Cross, who only had one album, hard rock, fantastic. Like, I remember listening to this and being like, wow, this actually isn't terrible. I understand production somewhat not great, but to me it works.
No, Ice Cross, they're cool. They're actually some cool metal bands in Iceland.
Yeah.
And the dude that's the lead singer for Magic Pie, Erker Hawkson, he was in a Icelandic heavy metal band. So I guess it's a thing. I guess there's plenty of them.
The next one I want to talk about is a studio band, and they had, I want to say, one of the first records I can think of that had a parental advisory sticker on it, The Deep Psychedelic Mood. Just completely interesting. I remember listening to this and being like, wow, like, it's weird. It kind of fit that whole psychedelic motif, but it was pretty interesting for about 65 or whenever it came out.
Yeah, I was going to say, what year was that?
Yeah, right up 60,
65?
Between
Yeah.
64 and 66, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
Yeah, sounds right.
Next one's a metal band. Some have heard of them, but when you talk about guitar players, Eddie Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, George Lynch,
Edward.
tons of them. Chastain
Oh,
is a
yeah.
band that doesn't get mentioned. The only one with a female singer in it. And I remember listening to some of their records and just being absolutely blown away just by the guitar playing and thinking to myself, had this probably come out in a different decade, it actually they might have gone somewhere with it.
Kyle busting out the Metal Church / Presto Ballet, Kurt Vanderhoof, huge fan. And I'm going to put it out there. The first 2 Metal Church albums, probably the best.
Our masterpiece.
They might be the best 2 metal albums I've ever heard. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Continue,
They're
Wayne.
up there for me.
All
I
right.
love them. I just
That riff
I
on
just
Metal
love 'em.
Church.
Ah,
Masterpiece.
One
So
band I absolutely love, and they only did one album in 1969, and it is at times poppy, but also has a very heavy undertone to it, like an edge. Morgan,
oh yeah.
their 1969 album, has the songs She's the Nighttime, Welcome to the Void. Just fantastic,
Good
kind of
call.
that 60s rock. Kind of acid rock in a way. Next one, I listened to this band because I heard the title of a song and I just had to figure out what this band was about. And I think they do an absolutely great cover of Willie the Pimp by Frank Zappa, Juicy Lucy. And they had a song called Lay Back and Enjoy It. And
They were supposed to be huge. Juicy Lucy. Weren't they on that Vertigo label?
Might have been.
I think they were on Vertigo.
Next one is I've mentioned him on the channel before, and I just love mentioning this artist and the album cover because it's like a 60s, 70s version of Slash. Just take off the top hat. Shinky Chen.
What? Who?
He's
Alex, have you ever heard? Do you know what Wayne is talking about here?
I actually do, yeah.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Do tell me a little bit about this. Who's the artist again, Wayne?
Shinky Chen. He's
Shinky
a
Chen.
guitar player from Asia there, and I think he was described as like their version of Jimi Hendrix. Like,
Oh.
just phenomenal guitar player.
Well, of course, Ken Golden knows who Shinky Chen is. Of course. Make me look dumb.
Next band, Gandalf had a psychedelic record there. Really interesting to listen to, and definitely say if you like that 60s kind of poppy psych stuff, I think you'd really enjoy that record.
Yeah, I know that record. That's a good one.
Oh, which one else? If another band, kind of in that 60s, early 70s, if you're into bands like Coven and that with a lot of occult.
I am. Bring it on.
Lyrics to their stuff, Zawar.
Nice.
They're
Good one.
another band, as well as there's so many here I could think of. Black Widow's another
Oh,
one.
yeah. For sure.
A band, new wave of British heavy metal band, Split Beaver, and their album When Hell Won't Have You is a good one. Iron Claw, Wicked Lady, Dust, Elias Hulk. For fans of Atomic Rooster, Andromeda.
Yep.
And another band called Toad and Ancient Greece.
Oh, Toad's good. I like Toad. Man, you brought up a few I did not know, Wayne. Good job. But most of the ones you mentioned kind of got me scratching my head like, man, I hadn't thought about those guys in forever. So good job. Hey, Kevin, why don't we listen? You know, the peanut gallery's upset. They're sad about this weird episode that we put together today, kind of, you know, doing things. You guys haven't been watching the Prog Corner if you think this is a disjointed episode. You should have watched our Nad Sylvan episode. If you want to see disjointed, there you have it. This is absolute perfection in comparison. But what else do we have queued up from the new Gatekeepers album, Kevin? I can't even remember the song titles.
You're muted.
Oh, Kevin muted himself.
Wait, sorry.
Oh, there he is. There he is. What do we have? What do we have, Kevin?
Yeah, which one you want to hear? We got the cookie crumb one, or we got the content one?
A
lot of the themes are about, you know, modern day internet craziness, like we just saw with that pigs one.
Yeah, so we either have the trail of the cookie crumbs or all the content. Let's do the trail of the cookie crumbs.
Okay.
Pulling a switcheroony. There we go. The Gatekeepers, boys and girls.
On
I want a pair of those.
I like that ending. We know how that ends.
All right, Alex. Tell me about the lead vocalist there. Who's Allison? Where
Allison sung with the band Inner Ear Brigade. You heard of them?
Oh, Inner Ear Brigade. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the name, but she is awesome. I love that track. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You want to give us a little background about that track and what that means to you?
What it means to me.
Have you ever had your identity stolen?
I have fortunately not had my identity stolen. I mean, maybe I have, and I just don't know it yet. No, it's
happening right now. By the way, this link that you clicked onto to get on the stream,
Yeah.
I've actually accessed every single one of your personal and private pieces of information. So thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, anytime. You'll have to pass on to the next person. So
will.
the song after this on the album is actually about getting your identity stolen. So each one of them kind of tease up the next song in a way. And this one's really more you'll be online and you'll click on something, innocuous, and then next thing you know, it's kind of following you everywhere. And so I thought it would be the way that the song is structured, and the video certainly is a kind of a literal version of this. And in the song, if you were to like disconnect it from the video, it's kind of like someone is being followed, right? There's kind of a creepy vibe to it about someone being followed, but the twist, of course, is they're being followed by a sweater, and so that they looked at online, and that's just kind of the world we live in, right? You see something innocuous, and next thing you know, everywhere you go, you're like, I don't care about that thing. Why is it following me? I actually get perverse satisfaction out of the cost per impression that those places must be paying for me to have to see those ads online, right? I'm not going to buy it.
It's a science, man. It is all a science. It's kind of like having a YouTube channel or an online radio station, right? You got to figure some things out, right, Kevin? And I know you've probably figured out a couple things as far as bands that people aren't talking about and should be. Exhibit A for me was the Gatekeepers, right? Who else do you have us to think about here?
So what I did again, to me the notion was, do
you have like a presentation? Should I make
it'll be really
big?
fast. It'll be really fast.
I won't make you big, yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it was all about who needs more love. Like bands that they didn't make one album 20 years ago, they made an album this year. And they're maybe a younger band and they just need some love and they don't have it. Poor prog, we get a little underappreciated sometimes. So I went through new releases this year that I loved that have very few Spotify listeners. And that was just a metric I could use to say like how many people are even know about these people. The first few have over 1,000 listeners, which is a lot on for these prog bands. Let's see here. So Maastricht, I've talked about them before. 2,364 monthly listeners. That's a lot for my list. That's why they're at number 14. They're the top of my list. But this is a great album. It's a metal album, but it's a very accessible metal. It's a concept album, follow up to their last album. Great album. People should check it out.
You made me listen to that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. The Newman.
Newman's really good.
Yeah, this one is great. Again, 2,000 plus listeners on Spotify. Double album, but you could tell they spent some time on this one. They delivered a great album. They've been
around a minute, but this is the one. This is their moment. It's like, and every band that matters has that moment. It's like, okay, they figured some stuff out. Yeah.
Yep. So love this album.
Yeah.
Of course, Jacob, we got to throw a little love his way. He's got he's cracked the 1,000 mark, so good for him. But again, debut album from a new artist definitely needs some of our love. We've talked about these guys, Obi Doshu from Ukraine.
Yes.
Brilliant album. Great. Love this album. But again, barely 1,000 people listen to it. Okay, now
there's no physical on it. There's no CD. There's no vinyl.
Yeah. Now we get to my top 10, which all have less than 1,000 listeners. So, and my ranking is not by how much I like them per se, but more by how few people know about them. So these guys, 871 from the Netherlands, the Aurora Project, kind of a heavy prog band, but great album. Derev from Canada, another great album. They only have 567, listeners. From Poland, Let's See Thin, another great album. This is kind of a neo-prog album. 487 people is all. Sad Serenity. This just came out. This is a great one. This is a metal, but again, the metal that we usually play on prog radio, certainly not necessarily the Dragon's Tower, we play everything, but the stuff that I mostly play on prog radio, it's very melodic, approachable metal. So this is a great album. Just came out a couple of days ago. 412 people listening to this.
I'm not one of them. I don't know that one.
Yeah, well, you need to check him out. That's a great one. Chircan from Chile, 377 is all to know about these guys. Shocking.
I need to review the album to bring those numbers up because that album is really good.
Great album. Next up, another fantastic album. 332 people is all. It's a crime. And then you probably don't know this guy, James Whitley. He's kind of a crossover prog from the UK. 217 other people is all that know about him. But very good, very, again, accessible prog, crossover prog. Sailor Free from Italy. Great album. One of my favorite songs is on this album. 116 listeners is all. And then we go to Gerald Massois, or however you say it. From France.
Massois.
That's
a great record.
That's a great album.
If you like the Neil Morris Band.
Yeah, symphonic
imagine
prog.
The Neil Morris Band in French.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's awesome.
And then at my very last one, I think I can't see because I got the live thing above in my number. What number does that sound?
That's number 2.
Number 2. So here we go to number 1. This is actually an experimental post-metal album, but it's really good. But only 35 people know about it. It's Moraines from Croatia. So people can watch this back. Go check out all 14 of these artists. They're all got great. These were all 4.5 or more star reviewed albums by me.
I know most of those, and I can agree. Most of those are great. And as per usual, Kev, I'm just going to rattle off some stuff. Great minds do think alike because I did pull Jacob Roberge. I figured we needed to talk about him. From Canada, Oddleaf.
Yeah, great. Excellent.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear what Karina and the whole crew do next. The debut album, just dynamite. Speaking about Dynamite Records, how about our good buddy Matthew and Versa? More people need to listen to Versa. I love them. Mark Monforti over there at progrock.com Essentials has a really cool new entry that I just gave a debut spin to last night. It's Enigmatic Sound Machines. Okay, this is a weird one. This is Thomas Shermay, who's what is his website? He's like Prog Radar or Prog's this, Prog that. I can't keep them all straight. But if you go on to Prog Archives, this guy has reviewed 15,000 albums. And his running mate is the dude from Men Without Hats. What? I don't quite get it, but it's a really cool record. I really, really like it. And I pulled some vinyl. Going to talk about a few bands real quick. Oh. Yeah, that should do it. That should be enough. I don't need to ask to be indulged because it's my channel, Alex. I can do whatever I want. That's the good thing about being the boss, right? How about from Greece, Jupiter Fungus? Has anybody heard this record? Garden Electric. Oh, man, this thing's awesome.
That was good.
Fantastic record. Also highly recommended from Greece, Cicada and Verbal Delirium. Yordзio, I gotta always talk about Yordзio every chance I get. People know about him. Is there a more proggier place in the United States than Hackettstown? Hackettstown, New Jersey. These guys are like teenagers. It's the Inquisition. Oh, yeah, their debut album, The Magi of Kent, Part 1 or Act 1, Turn of the Tide. How proggy is that, right? A debut album. These kids are 18, 17, 18 years old from Hackettstown, New Jersey. Come on now. That's prog heaven right there. Just a simple note, a little less narration, and these guys have something going on. A lot of people like narration. Like I never loved Journey to the Center of the Earth. Kevin, you like that album?
I'm with you. I think they should always do two versions, with the narration, without the narration. Especially if they're going to do a lot of it. Like the Moody Blues, they knew how to do it. Just a little touch here and there. But if you're going to do a lot of it, you got to give me two versions.
Thank you. I don't. It's just too much. From Barcelona, Spain, comes Regna. Oh, and their debut album, Cinema. I love these guys. What a fantastic band. What a great album. We're waiting for a sophomore album. Oh, an alumni of this very show. We got to talk about Emerald City Council. Oh, yeah, Brett Bristow and his merry League of Gentlemen, Noah Hungate. Yeah, if that last name sounds familiar, it should. Jake Livgren, again, if that last name sounds familiar, it should. Seth Hankerson, Jeremy Nichols. Debut album, so good, fantastic. Emerald City Council will be performing their first ever live gig in Beebe, Arkansas. So go to their website, get the dates, get tickets, go see them. If I wasn't the shut-in, I'd definitely go down there. And I think it's on a Tuesday night. I'm not sure. That's crazy. From Norway, it's Sycophant. Oh, man, I'm waiting for their second album to drop. They put the EPs out, so they're going to combine them and put it out as a second album. But I love Sycophant. If you like Pink Floyd, why wouldn't you love Sycophant? I wanted to mention Comedy of Errors today because the great Bruce, one of my favorite drummers of all time, Bruce Levick, he left the band. He's had some personal issues. Really breaks my heart because this lineup of Comedy of Errors, I'm not a big neo-prog guy. It's not my favorite kind of music, but Bruce's drumming just absolutely insane. You posted something on Facebook about this episode, and of course, somebody had to put their 2 cents worth in, and I think who might have said, "You better mention the tangent."
And I'm like, people know who the Tangent are.
So I'm mentioning the Tangent. I had to. I got to do an Italian prog artist, and it's today. Flavor of the month is Ellesmere. You know Ellesmere, right, Kevin?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, Ellesmere is so good. Now they've got the talents of John Wilkerson as their full-time lead singer. If you like Genesis and really good music, well, there you go. It's Ellesmere. Oh, man, you just put it together. I like Genesis. I like good music. Oh, how about a band from Minnesota signed to a Norwegian label? It's Kimono. Oh, yeah, I think this is their only American signing. But this band's amazing. This is their second album. Really, really enjoy it. So glad they got signed. Okay, the penultimate pick. This has nothing to do with prog, but I think this band is so proggy it hurts. Their first 2 albums were screamo. They were just pure screamo, like, little kids crying about having acne and girls not loving them in high school. And then they took a trip to Japan. Because I guess emo screamo was like really big over there, and they toured Japan, and somebody bought them a Modest Mouse album, and all of a sudden they got amazing. Oh, they sound just like Built to Spill or Modest Mouse or Death Cab for Cutie now. The band's from Evansville, Indiana, and they're called Mock Orange, and they're amazing. They have put out 3 amazing albums, Mind Is Not Brain, Captain Love, and this one right here, Disguised as Ghosts. They're not emo anymore, man. They're actually kind of prog. A couple of their songs are like in odd time signatures too. How weird is that? And finally, I got to talk about My Beloved, and it's timely because everybody's jumping on this anti-Spotify thing, right? King Gizzard were the latest. Before that, we had Juju, and before that, we had Deerhoof saying, we're not doing Spotify, not because you're paying us peanuts, which they figured that out already, right? Nobody goes on Spotify unless you're Taylor Swift and expect to make any money. They are leaving Spotify just like King Gizzard and Juju because they're tired of this guy. What's his name? Daniel Ek. He's an icky dude, man. He's just not a nice guy. So I guess it's more for politics or, some kind of social statement or whatever. That's good enough for me, man, because I don't want to hear the monetary thing. Like, we're not getting paid anything for our songs. That's not the idea if you're a small artist. The idea is the exposure, right? You need to get exposed because kids nowadays, if you're not on Spotify or YouTube or, if they can't hear your music, they don't care about you. You don't exist. So they're doing it as a political statement. And I always support and stand up for artists that
are they still on like Apple Music and Deezer and all the others?
I think it's just they're singling out Spotify for very specific. I guess he had given political contributions to people they, you know what time it is, what year it is, the world we're living in, and so we don't really like to digress too much into the political realm. But yes, Ozzy did die, and yes, Hulk Hogan did die. Very, very sad. Very, very sad week. Who else did we lose? We lost somebody else, right?
The guy from the Cosby Show.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And it's just happening. They're coming at us fast and furious.
Golden Earrings guitar player.
Oh, there you go. That's who I was thinking of.
Some jazz guy.
Yeah, some jazz guy. His name was Chuck Mangione.
Some jazz guy.
Come on, man. Everybody knows that song.
Some Black Sabbath guy.
I don't know. Who's that Ozzy guy? All right. We're going to go around the horn, and I'm going to let you guys say whatever you want to say before we close this thing out. But I would like to hear favorite Ozzy or Black Sabbath song as we go along. Kevin, what's going on with prog radio this week, and what's your favorite Ozzy track?
Oh, gee, I like that new album, believe it or not. His last album, Patient Number 9.
Yeah.
God, the God song is great. But Paranoid will always be my favorite thing that he ever did. So,
yeah. Keeper, what are you doing this week? Got summer school?
No. Let's see. Nothing unless Scott gives me another show to do, or we need to set the Dream Theater ranking up too.
Yeah. We'll be doing the Dream Theater ranking very, very soon. It's going to be you. It's going to be Cody. It's going to be me. Favorite Ozzy track?
Jesus, you're killing me. Because Black Sabbath are my all-time favorite band. So, favorite Ozzy track, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. Favorite Sabbath era Ozzy track, damn it, Megalomania.
Ooh,
I know I said something different on the other show.
I don't care. That's a good one. You're allowed to.
Not my favorite Sabbath track overall. My favorite Ozzy era track.
There you go. Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne, what's going on? You're back.
R.I.P.
Are you actually going to give us content on your YouTube channel this week, Wayne?
Hoping so, because with the Ozzy death, I kind of found something that kind of irked me a little bit. So filmed a video, probably going to be out either today or tomorrow about it.
Controversy, that's right. You get all mad and start yelling and screaming?
Not so much the yelling and screaming, just you'll find out when you see it.
Hey, we'll learn you up one of these days, Wayne. One of these days we'll teach you how to be a grown-up YouTuber.
And it's one of these, I know people have mentioned it, but nobody's actually, I think, really done a video on it. So I figured I'll be the one to do it. And favorite Ozzy track from his solo years would be Mr. Crowley. Love that song. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Can't argue with those choices. Big fan of that first Ozzy solo album. So really the first two, just amazing. Alex, are you an Ozzy guy?
I go up through the first four.
Oh, really? That's it? Wow. Alex, what's your opinion of the great one, the great Dark Lord, Ozzy Osbourne?
I wouldn't say that I'm a big fan. I'm not like not a fan. It's just it's not like the music that I kind of grew up with, and never found like my path into it. I do like a fair amount of earlier Black Sabbath stuff. I'd say probably War Pigs is my favorite song of that.
Yep.
Nice. Not probably a surprise if you think about length. But always an entertaining I like the entertainment factor of the Ozzy Osbourne stuff more than maybe I've ever clicked with the music personally.
There you go. Hey, that's it. All counts. It all matters. So
Yeah.
what are you up to? What's next for you musically? Are we planning world domination for the Gatekeepers? What's the next move?
Well, there may or may not be a third album that's almost done. So that's where the focus is at the present.
There you go.
But it's hard to see beyond that right now.
Beautiful. Nice. Hey, Scotty McRae, I am so with you about the Besnard Lakes, man. I almost pulled the Besnard Lakes Are the Roaring Night. What an amazing band. Oh, man, I am 1,000% with you. They almost make me want to like the Beach Boys because their sound is so Beach Boy-esque, right?
Oh, hold up.
I don't like the Beach Boys. I don't like them. But I love the Besnard Lakes.
No.
Way better.
We will
Way
not
better
stand
band.
for that here.
Way better band. The Besnard
Beach
Lakes
Boys
are
are
better than the
amazing.
Beach Boys.
What the hell are you talking
I said
about?
so. I've got 4 Besnard Lakes vinyls. I have 0 Beach Boy vinyls. That means they're better.
Finally, something Scott and Andy Edwards can agree on.
I will say,
boys and girls, yeah.
I
Speak of that.
I had a hard time clicking with Pet Sounds. It took me a number of listens, and I still didn't click with it until I listened to the Smile Sessions. So
Okay.
I'm a big proponent of the Smile Sessions release,
Yeah.
the Beach Boys from 2011, and I think it can probably change your opinion if you engage with it.
I liked the Smile stuff. I liked Surf stuff, but Pet Sounds never. I don't know. Pet Sounds never really got me, but that's all right. You know what does get me, Kevin? We had an episode a couple weeks back where we were talking about dancing in prog rock, and me and Charlie Bramwell were, and you were on the right side, trying to hold up, the force for good versus the forces of evil. That thing dancing's okay, and 17-8 time. People are going to get hurt. They're going to break ankles. We're worried about people's safety. We're concerned about their overall health because we know the average age of the prog fan, skews just a little bit older demographically than any other genre, and that's fine. That's okay. But somebody took issue with me about it. Somebody took issue with me, and it's none other than Shelby Logan Warren from Kairos. They are going not just Shelby, the whole band's going to be here. It's going to be Shelby. It's going to be Joey. It's going to be Charlie. It's going to, who am I forgetting? Robin. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. We always forget the drummer, don't we? You always forget the drummer, but all 4 of them are going to be here next Sunday. We're talking about the great Kairos. Do you know their music, Kevin?
Oh, love their music. And I can see why they would dig the dancing because their music is more suited for it, I think.
It's like, you go to a prog show and, a conga line breaks out. That's their music, man. It's so like they should have like a disco ball over their set. They're just so awesome, so much fun, such high energy. I love what they're doing, bringing the 80s like glam, and I don't know, man. There's just something special about what they've got going on. So I'm really excited to have the whole band. They're going to be in. We're going to listen to a couple songs. I figure we'll listen to the new single and then maybe a song off their last album. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And then August 10th. Oh boy, boys and girls. And when you think about bands that kind of sound like Rush, 2-piece bands from Canada, you might be thinking of Crown Lands, and you'd be thinking correct. We've got them here August 10th, talking about their brand new record, Rituals Part 1 and 2, coming out on, they just got signed to Inside Out Music. So this is a really, really big deal. I'm excited to have them on the show, and I'm going to grill them, Kevin. I'm going to grill them. How do 2 guys make that much noise?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
They're great.
I cry foul. I think they're cheating, man. There's no way.
They got a bass player stashed behind the back there somewhere.
They got like a whole bunch of people under the stage. There's no way they're doing all that. So we're gonna call them to task on that and talk about the new record. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then at some point, we will be doing the Dream Theater ranking with Cody and Kevin. You know how that goes. Tomorrow on the
Cody
show.
and Kiefer.
50 years older?
Oh.
Did I just age like 50 years?
Kevin, do you don't want nothing to do with the Dream Theater ranking, do you?
We'll let
We'll talk.
more qualified people sit in on that one for me.
So definitely Cody and Kiefer.
We don't want to have somebody put
The astonishing. Here we go. I knew he was going to go
Here we
there.
go. Here we go.
That just means I'm a true. That just means I am a true Dream Theater fan, not a fanboy,
That's
because I
right.
like all their stuff, and I
There
do
you go.
like parts. There are some great songs on The Astonishing.
I
Not
like
bad.
Stand by
It's
it.
all right.
like
Oh,
some-
tomorrow. Oh, I got to grab something.
find out.
Oh, can I reach? No, I can't. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, tomorrow on the show, boys and girls, we'll be reviewing the brand new album from Discipline. Oh, yeah, it's called Breadcrumbs. It drops August 1st on Mark Monforti's progrock.com essentials label. Absolutely essential band. Very, very cool record. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And then later on in the week, I'll probably be talking about the best-selling albums of the 70s. Taking the top 25 selling albums from the 70s and ranking them in order of how awful they were. There's a couple. It's the 70s, let's be honest. Most of them were pretty good, right? We get into the 80s, it gets a little dicey. I peeped the 90s, and man, unless you're like a Garth Brooks or Shania Twain fan, the 90s were not where it was at on the album charts. But yeah, we're going to do the 70s. Ranking the top selling albums of the 70s. So that's going to be great. Like I said, next Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have Shelby, Joey, Charlie, and yeah, who do I forget? The drummer, of course, Robin from Kairos. They're going to be in the house. So that's next Sunday. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet, free Ukraine, free your mind, free beer, free Willie. God save the king. Oh, boy. Kevin, we got to save that king. You know what? He needs to come to Ohio, Kiefer. We'll show him a good time and some rattlesnakes. Oh, no. King
Give
Chucky's
that boy
gonna
some
attack the
Marion's
snakes.
pizza.
Oh, he's going to have some Marion's Pizza, Dayton's finest.
Mar-
Oh, yeah.
Marion's pizza.
Send that king to Dayton, Ohio. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.